You won't know who I am from what you perceive. But if you listen when we speak, then you will receive a glimpse of who I am. And then you'll believe and have a life of peace, because your soul is at ease. You see, our source is the essence of which this world is conceived, which means that we were here before the bird and the bee. Now if you have not guessed, I am eternity. But now if you have guessed, and you guessed correctly, that simply means we share the same destiny. To realize we are the God and Trinity that is talked about in Christianity. Now some will say that vanity or go as far as insanity. It's because they believe in Western theology. But as we see, we choose ancient Kemetic philosophy. Not to say that's the only path to immortality. That's the path for we, this life, you see, as we devote our life to helping others be free, so they in turn can reach their full divinity. And this is done because of the he in I and the I in he. Peace and wholeness.
All right. All right. All right. Welcome all. Welcome all, seen and unseen, to this Soulful Sundays event. Soulful Sundays. Soulful Sundays is two-part. There is a soulful discussion, which we engage in right now. Get deeper momentarily. Then there's the Soulful Sound Bath at 1 p.m. You may attend one or the other. Specifically, if you're local, in there, you can come to one, both of them. However, if you're only viewing online, and if you're not in the DC area, metropolitan area, then it's only the Soulful Discussion. Although we do have a mini sound bath for your opening portal pleasure. As we officially open the portal now with a little drum sound. Correction. The portal is already open as we now stamp the portal with our energetic signature. As we be intentional with the portal that's already open, and the intention is bringing sexy back to Christianity. In other words, discussion on opening up to the Christ consciousness in such a way where we feel the presence of the all of Christ consciousness, of the peace of God that surpasses all understanding. Yes, right here, right now, available. So, Okay. I'm going to grab the singing bowl right here real quick. It is on the other table. As we ding-a-ling-a-ling, cling, cling, cling. Yeah, just simply breathe deep into the portal. Breathe into the presence. Breathe into the present while breathing into its presence. Which is the essence of all there is, all that was, and all that shall be. Yes, breathing into the present is breathing into his presence. Yep, that's what all we got on it. It was all about the experience. All about the experience. As we dive a little bit deeper into today's experience, today's discussion. Oh, and casting stones, baby. Casting stones, yes. So, per usual, this casting stones subject topic came up as my person was doing his own self-reflecting, analyzing, which it does on a daily basis and throughout the day as much as possible, or being aware of self, being aware how self is showing up, how self is processing what's happening. We did with the experience, it's just being aware of self. Because of during the day, a lot of times it's interacting with other beings, other things. They might not be as a deeper dive into the awareness of self or self-reflection, which that deeper dive, my person, will come later on in the evening, right? And so during this past struggle, what most people call this past week, my person used the word strong as it relates to 7 rotations, 24-hour rotation, 7 days. They're getting rid of, not really using the word days as much right now, the transition, because of days, even though it's spelled D-A-Y-S. It sounds like D-A-Z-E, days. And you're in a daze, you're not clear, you're not fully aware because you're in a daze, you're not fully conscious because you're in a daze. At any rate, personally, who's looking to shift my person, which is the physical being that I, the soul, use. So my person is shifting its vocabulary subtly, ever so subtle, to reflect its understanding on reality. And weeks and strong is one of them. Hello has been going on for quite some time. Come on, welcome. Hello's been going on for quite some time. So, over the past strong, looking at casting stones, because from a certain perspective, judgment. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on, have a seat. This is Soulful Discussion. Just sharing how the topic of casting stones came up. Before we get too far off it, welcome to Temple Mother. Sisters.
Yeah.
See the resemblance. First time. Okay. All right. Well, would you like to know something about?
Yes, please.
Excellent. So we'll start from the general on paper. Let's put out there in the public. Temple Mother Earth is a temple of higher consciousness. There's an above ground psychedelic church. And the idea behind Temple Mother Earth, generally speaking, is a place for sovereign spiritual beings, light workers, star seeds, those who recognize as being called incarnate. Whatever the phrase that you use to acknowledge that you are human and more at the same time. And so, being as though we're an above ground psychedelic church, we use plant medicines various sacraments to assist with, some would say, moving past the veil or being able to experience more of the unseen of reality that we may hear about and study about or read about, or maybe even have some experiences, because these days a lot of us are having more and more psychic experiences, some call it synchronicities, or ooh, that was kind of weird, So the sacraments, the plant medicines, plant teachers, is administered usually by a shaman, at least for the major ceremonies, so that allows one the opportunity to explore more of the unseen, the mystical side of reality. Once again, is more on the the higher end of those maybe more adventurous, maybe more the spiritual hippies, like you was true, spiritual hippie, maybe. And then coming down from there, aside from the official ceremonies, which may be several hours, the whole night, maybe a day or two. Then there's the microdosing. Microdosing is a smaller offering, a smaller sacrament, so that you're not going, say, for example, mushrooms, the psychedelic mushrooms. A lot of times people use those to, what they call, take a trip, experience colors, and energy and ways, and those things can happen with the right dosage. However, with a microdose, it's you're not looking to see anything. You're looking just more to relax, feel more the peace, feel more the, and you may get insight to, questions that you may have because you're in a more relaxed state. So maybe a bit more of a easy self-therapy, or relax can be your own self-therapy. So you relax it down, either to get the insight and or to express your creativity a little bit more. Similar to for those who may, smoke cannabis, the holy herb. Instead of like smoking a whole joint, you may just take a puff or two, just to, okay, good job. Right. That's a microdose. Right. And of course, aside from that, 420 friendly, of course, and even for those who do not wish to indulge in any sacrament, the space is still available for, again, events, certain events that we just like a potluck Monday. We'll just come, just socialize and stuff, fellowship, have some food, just hang out and discuss some things where it's not a specific event where you're going to have a theme or, go in or this and the other, just hanging out and socializing. So from anywhere from, again, major events that you will meet other people who may be offered to sacraments and plant medicine and ayahuasca, mushrooms, and things like that. To just hanging out to like Soulful Sundays, which Soulful Sundays is my person's baby, because growing up, indoctrinated in the Christian religion, it loved it. Well, it did. It loved it, and it was taught. But then come across some information, it was like, wait a minute, don't know about, Christianity like it did. And this information was around 1994, was heavy up in the church reading the Bible. We read about Enoch and Elijah, two prophets in the Old Testament who didn't die. And that's my person's name. They didn't die. God, because God was in the sky, somewhere in heaven, or something at that time. God. Now I committed my life to work, so that when the work is done, there's no visible damage come over to you. No around like that. Then of course, didn't really see many people wanting to become to do greater works, as the issue was in. And so it kind of like just talking, faking the funk. And, you talk this stuff, but you didn't really hear about it. So we left the Christianity. Then years of study, we had to see it from a different perspective. Instead of throwing the baby out the bathwater, just really look at what did Yeshua say. What was his main reason for being here? And my person's perspective is he took 12 ordinary guys. Say, look here, guys on the inside. When you connect with them, sometimes pray and fast and do this other, once you connect, you can do greater things than what can you do? As well as have the peace of God that surpasses all understanding. So give thanks to the Mother Earth for being so open and place for us to come and express ourselves. So my person said, well, let's do Soulful Sundays and use the portal of Christianity, of religion, of linking back. Religion is linking back, like yoga linking back to connect with the essence of who you are. And just have a discussion on what does that look like from a more mature perspective. And my person more mature perspective being that as a child, I suppose as a child, did childish things. As a man. That's in the Bible too. And also in the Bible, or at least the thing of don't question God, don't question God, don't question God. So growing up, down south, we were taught, don't talk back to adults. This is a grown folks conversation. You stay out of it and put that together with this. But then once the child becomes an adult, and you sit down and have a drink with your parents, you talk shit with them. You engage and talk about things that you couldn't as a child, but now you understand more because you're an adult. Same thing as a child of God. As a child of God, don't question God, be obedient. But once a child grows up to become a God, then you commune with God for conversations. Yeah. Probably just going to be a little tissue, some rain kind of notes. So, in short, and it's because of that understanding or that way of saying, what Christianity says, let's come here and, use the space and discuss it. So here we go. And along with Freedom Fridays, which is the two main events. The two main events that my person hosts here at the temple is Freedom Fridays and Soulful Sundays. Freedom Fridays, similar concept, but it's more sludgy. It's bringing good time playing common. If you want to mess with or whatever, just freedom and take a little dialogue on, maybe the challenges or concepts and to clear up that allows us to be free. Because the opposite of truth should make us free. And from a certain perspective, that truth is seeing the world, seeing your perspectives, how it relates to your own truth. Because sometimes we have an experience, personally, we have an experience, and we may see it from someone else's truth, whether it be society, family members, or, general society in general. Society in general has a certain way of being and doing and operating. That's the way the world, different from the world. And so sometimes when we look at an experience, our own personal experience, it may come with the filter of the world. So it's the truth of some other people's teachings as far as our own truth. But once we be obedient to our truth, then that's what makes us true. So part of Freedom Fridays is young and jam, just discussing, how to feel free. And there's also a microdose experience for those who wish to have a microdose of mushrooms. So, Mondays is the potluck. Wednesdays is high pay circle. And high pay, which is not full reason, but partial reason. High pay is a sacred tobacco that is indulged. And you put a little sacred tobacco. This is, personal ceremony. This is a personal ceremony because of these devices. But there are other devices where a shaman or someone else would facilitate it. Put a little tobacco here, loaded. And unlike the psychedelics where you see things, they just will ground you. Somewhat balances the left and right hemispheres of the brain, brings your energy more into your body, so you're just more present with your feelings and your awareness. So that's on Wednesday night. Aside from that, there are different events that take place here and there. So there's an overview to the mother.
Okay. Thank you. Interesting.
Yeah, I always love it to share information about the temple, because again, it resonates. First time coming here, it's like, wow, this place exists. It's obvious. Cool. So, yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Would you like to share anything about yourself before continue whatever the transition leads?
Okay. I kind of started leaning into spirituality maybe in 2018. I lost my husband, so I was just kind of searching for myself. And I kind of, I would say, maybe stumbled upon crystals, and at that time I had started like hearing voices, whether it was part of the grieving process or not, I don't know. But started hearing voices, just and I don't know, I was just looking for a sense of self. I stumbled upon the crystals. I started reading more about my chakras and trying to find balance. And that's just kind of where I like the new world opened up, and certain things started to resonate or make sense to me. So I kind of always just like, dibble and dabbled, and got more into meditation, and started learning about microdosing. Never tried it. It's always free. But I was definitely interested in how it works. So you shedding light on that kind of just makes sense to, and aligns with things that I've heard, which is pretty cool. I'm a chakra bracelet wearing. I've seen that you have your copper around your crystals, so I think that's pretty cool. I learned about that earlier this year. I'm really big on energy. Really big on energy, just kind of how people make me feel, how, who drains my energy, who basically is like a ray of sunshine, like my sister, to me. So
sorry.
a lot of
Just
shoes. Leave them at the door.
yeah.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
just so cute outfit.
Thank you.
All right.
But yeah, that's just kind of it. I haven't gotten like too deep into I guess the practice. I've heard and read, and I've heard stories and read about shamans. So that was interesting that you talked about that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Raised as a Christian, raised in a Christian family. So I kind of merge both worlds.
Yeah.
So and see what feels right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's right.
Cool. Yeah. My first into this stuff. Comedic Christian. Comedic Christian. My person, physical being, the soul, the physical. My person resonates with a comedic Christian.
What's that?
A Christian that has a comedic or ancient Egyptian. It's fused with comedic or ancient Egyptian philosophy.
Okay, that's interesting because I was were you talking about ancient Egyptians? Somebody was, and I was like, That was just like it like turned on a light switch. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. How about you, sis?
Well, myself based on the setting, I'm a Christian. I am active in my church community. Is my sister's birthday, so I wanted to find something that can connect us both, because I know that I don't know if she was still practicing, or I don't know what the, excuse me, because I don't have the terminology. I wasn't too big on the crystals, and I only said that because of what I've seen others do, as far as like feeling like they were kind of crazy. And there's a difference from using something for mental like energy, is it you were saying, but it's different when you look at a rock and think it's a god. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I didn't know the distinguishment between the two, so I just deterred from crystals. those. But if we're talking about chakras, I know that biblically and just in general, yes, you should guard your mouth because life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Yes.
And yes, you should be aware of what your mind thinks and what your eyes will see and your heart will feel, who you allow in your heart. So I'm aware of the chakras and the points of the body, but I don't necessarily. I guess I had to do it differently.
Yeah.
So I was only and that she loves the sound of bowls, and I love Janae. So I like to listen to, and it is so relaxing. It just brings you to a different state where you let the sound do the therapy and not go into a therapist. So you don't have to talk.
Right.
And they got to talk back to you.
Yeah.
But it's a healing process because it's a meditation.
Yes.
And spiritually, I meditate because if you pray and you don't wait for God to speak back to you, then you feel like your prayers will never answer. So some people pray and don't know how to shut up. You pray, you be quiet, and you wait for Him to give you a sign.
Yeah.
Or when you are in alignment with God, you know what He sounds like. You know His voice. So that's how I joined. Like she said, I merge, I fuse the two of those where I'm still relying on God and the teachings of Jesus, but I'm not allowing anything to be like my God or a worship other. So I'm very open. I'm in the social work field, so I'm to myself a lot, but I do like people. And I'm very aware, just like when we came today, I was like, oh, well, I don't know what. See, I'm thinking that it's going to be like a event space or like a building or something. So we didn't know what we were walking into, but we're very open-minded. We're very smart girls. So we were like, let's go. And it's a very welcoming, smelling good atmosphere. So first time experience.
Good things, good things. Much gratitude. Yeah. So.
And I like your wisdom of the books.
I'll try to.
Yeah. It's fun here.
Oh.
There too.
Yeah. In-house library.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if the freedom's outside, take a lead look if you wish on this corner out there on the sidewalk.
Awesome.
Yeah, good. Thanks for sharing. That really resonates. Both journeys because when was starting to lead leading Christianity, the first thing came across was crystals, because of the shock, like, oh, these crystals go to chakras. And so that was the main reason why I first got involved with the crystals, because they resonate with the seven major chakras, the chakras energy system, to use them as tools. Even going and looking at how the priests in the Old Testament had crystals on their breastplate, like onyx, amethyst. So they had a crystal for each one of the 12 tribes. And of course, they are also 12 zodiac correlation, and each zodiac, of course, has a crystal sign to them. And so there's a science of using crystals as a tool as opposed to worshiping.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a distinction. And I think the commonality is that we embrace Yeshua, Jesus the Christ, his teachings, and yet we also feel as though there's some other information that will support us becoming activated, actualizing, realizing what his message is, because it may not all be in just the Bible. There's some other, teachings and science about who we are that can support to help us actualize what he's talking about. So again, that's the whole idea of behind the soulful discussion is that some of our Christianity that we love and that embrace. Yeah, let's discuss some other things that help bring more essence, more depth to it, so that we can feel it more. It's all about the feeling of what it is that we know. Feeling that presence, the peace of God that surpasses all understanding. And of course, I think it's to walk with that 24/7. No matter what the situation is, you because of that, he had to turn the table over sometimes, like he sure did, because he's doing his father's work. So he's getting the peace. Yeah. So, yeah, here we are, Soulful Discussion. Yeah, and as you was coming in, it was just really getting out into the casting stones. That was the topic, because and well, what happened? What had happened was during this past strong, which most will call week, this week, next week, last week, I personally use the word strong as opposed to weak. Okay, they'll play up the words.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
When you say my person, are you distinguishing the body and spirit?
Yes. I'm a soul, I'm not unique with some of y'all. I'm God. That's using this body and the spirit are co-creating this experience. Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, my person was doing his reflections and and was looking at why it feels a certain way when people do certain things. It's not a lot. Just at this stage again, this level of maturity, it's only a few people, or just not like people. Periods like some people do, like people to do this one this thing. Like hold it on. There's time you do this like okay, right? And so what Spirit said was, Tyson said, you casting stones. Say you casting stones. Say yeah, you casting stones. You throwing. And then we read the scripture. Boy, I had the scripture. Hold on, let's see. Go into the scripture. Because this is, yeah, it's the woman with that did the thing.
Yeah, the woman who got caught in adultery. They brought her to Jesus and told her, so the men brought her to Jesus and asked, what did he, they brought her to Jesus and told Jesus that she had been caught in the act of adultery. So Jesus looked at them and like basically looked and then turned his head. And then he's like, well, they're telling him, Jesus, like basically punish her, kill her. He's like, okay, well, whoever hasn't sinned, go ahead and cast the first stone. And then he turned his back and he continued to work.
Yeah.
Then he looked back and said, well, where did all the people go? And she said, Master, they left. And the point of it was, ain't none of y'all perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all, you can't bring her here telling me to do this and y'all have sinned. But in the backstory is, if y'all caught her in adultery, what were y'all doing there in the first place? That's it.
That's it. Right. Yeah. It's just working on this journey of spiritually maturing. That's what the message was. Be mindful of your judgment on or how you feel, more or less, when someone does something, because it's easy, especially if someone else is talking about somebody, and it's easy to agree with, yeah, you be doing that. It's so easy to do that. Casting stones, because all these scriptures be going together. They do unto others as you want others to do unto you. That's karma, because when a casting stone, at some point, stone will be cast at you. So they say when you point one finger out there, three point back at you. Trinity, that's up. When you judge it, the Trinity's judging you. It just came just now, a situation. So, yeah, casting stones. So now we're going to the season of being mindful of not casting stones, because it scripturally sounds, ooh, casting stones. When you see somebody who's like, but yet it's so subtle that most of us do it quite a bit without even realizing, and not realizing the dangers of casting stones, because they hurt. And again, they're not physical, but of course, like the word asserted. You say enough negative things, so-called negative things enough times, so growing up as a child, why you this way, he's fine, whatever it is that a lot of times adults put on children when they want children to be at a certain standard, to expect to do certain things. And the children, they get a curiosity, get out and stuff and explore. But there's certain, a lot of times, rigidity and structure to put on because you got to be right in society. Break your habit down. Whoop, break it. So we got to get you right for society. And then, all that adds to it from Endurance being not being able to, because that's casting stones in a sense. And so what we learned growing up, they didn't get to cast stones because we see people, who may have been doing things that be right in society's eyes. You want to cast some stones. Because it's like in society's eyes, adultery, they say, oh, she was doing something in society that, which one of y'all have not done something? So that's why it was brought up to my person. We just shared to see, is that resume. Everybody got things to, even a different perspective of casting stones. Do you cast stones? If you stop, how you stop, just have to cast stones. Talk about.
I think it's more so defense mechanism sometimes. And I can just say, even this morning, my man cast system, and that was due to childhood things that I literally just got back from Virginia Beach, like just right now.
Wow.
Well, right when we walked in, so it was a 3.5-hour drive, and there was just a minor situation that happened yesterday when we were in the outing, and granted, it wasn't what I liked, but I felt like I cast the stone off of being defensive of things that happened in my childhood.
Yeah.
So at that point, the person won't understand because they weren't in my childhood.
Right.
And then I sometimes I didn't understand it at the time because I know right is wrong. Right is right and wrong is wrong. But depending on how you're wrong and right was shaped as a childhood, my right might not be your right, and my wrong might not be your wrong. So I have been more self-aware of how I react to things, just because I know that I don't recover as well as fast as I should. So sometimes I can cast a stone whether I knew I was right in the moment or wrong a little moments later, but because of pride sometimes, or because I don't know how to snap out of it and just be like, okay, that was fine. I can actually have more silence walk around and my energy might affect theirs, and they were having a good day. But because I'm not, it's just like those are silent stones, whereas my energy, my negative energy, or my silence may be a stone, that's being cast because of, like I said, childhood experiences, childhood trauma, and it's kind of like as an adult, we just gotta take accountability for things. So yeah, that I think that's my students
Yeah. On those silent stones, what this images came was ripple.
Yeah.
Like stones to the water, the ripple goes down. That's
And even when you're not in the present anymore, the ripples can still continue.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So man, just to be a little more transparent, for my person, it was building up because a little bit more specific about the cats and stones. It was about a particular vibration of, like say, the black in terms of being busy. Being busy. Like this day, like my person doesn't slow down. Listen and work with the voice from the inside. Just when you're doing something, you hear the voice say, okay, you're doing good. Have a conversation going on. It's supposed to, the pressure got to do something. And so the casting stone was, why does this person keep being so pushy like this? And then, two things. One, my person came back to understanding zodiac energy, like, our birth chart, data chart. Because like with our chakras, what time we're born and the location, the hour and the location, there's a signature, energetic signature. And those that do astrology readings, they know the science of the zodiac, the 12 zodiac. And in a natal chart, this shows how all the zodiac, what's happening in your energy field based upon all 12 of them. Sometimes we get, caught up in, I'm a Cancer, I'm a Leo, I'm this, I'm that. But there are other 11 signs that have difference. Personally, my person used 3: the sun sign, the moon sign, and the rising sign. This is a little bit more, the trinity, how we operate things like that. However, with the zodiac and the chakra system, and going so this kind of got zodiac signs. Oh well. Yeah.
I was trying to
And sometimes even thinking, oh, now, as my person was about to share, how we think sometimes, Gemini rising. My person said, why do you let that bother you? And the person said, well, it's in their wiring because it's all about their, their and their life experiences. Because based upon growing up childhood, okay, we understand that. If you understand that. So then free will, you understand why they use their free will like they do. Right? And to the degree that you still at the end, because it bothers you, what is it about your daily life that you're impulsive about, that you don't have patience with, that you're moving to? So I'm looking at and what the conversation concluded was doubt that my person has experienced more doubt, or that it didn't realize it had doubt sometimes. It knows better than it did. When you put it this way, you know that it knows it's there. However, the principle is that doubt also manifests as I gotta do this, I gotta make it happen, because I don't believe it's gonna happen. I gotta do it right now. I gotta do it right now. The person got to do it right now, because if you don't do it right now, something terrible going to happen. Trust the process. And so my person was able to connect those two until they kept asking themselves, why do you keep letting how they free will get you into certain situations? Okay, well, you know why. Well, what is it that you do that may not be the exact same, but it's the principle that's involved? That's when the doubt, comes up first from the first one. I got to do something. What we're gonna do, what we're gonna do. And so the self-reflection, meditation, study, and then listening to God. We ask God a question. God, you want to feel your peace, but you do this shit. What's wrong? Listen to myself. It's a principle here. Look at your own life and how you do stuff. So that's how. So it's like, oh, you better quick. So casting stones isn't so much bad in itself. It is if the stone is cast, it could bring up why you cast the stone in the first place. Because At the same time, there is a time to cast a stone, because otherwise Ecclesiastes would be a lie. Because Ecclesiastes says there's a time for everything under the sun. So there has to be a time to cast and not to cast. So what type of discernment does one must have? Not what type of discernment. How much of a connection one must have with the internal God to the winter not to cast a stone. So then now the question, because my person is, we ask God now all out, when is the right time to cast a stone? You say, why did Jesus turn the table over in the temple? Oh, what they said, because the temple is the house of God, and the people came there for a specific connection with God. And they said, no, we got another agenda going on. So they was disrupting the people from their connection with God. So maybe that's a time to cast a stone, which implies that one themselves must have a life of the opposite, of always leading one, assisting one with that connection. So if someone else wishes to take them away, then it may be okay to cast a stone at that person. So no, we got to stop this. We got to kill it, nip it in the bud. Because even back in the zodiac Scorpio, the thing was Scorpio's death. Even God had an issue to the table of. So the angel of death is not a bad thing. It's not always physical. So sometimes casting stones is to protect the weak, the innocent, the children. We just talk about loud. That we make sense of this thing because there has to be a time to cast stones and not a time to cast stones. The time not to cast stones is when you're doing the same thing you want to cast a stone. Sounds like. So my person got this over there is camping. Casting stones. When should we not to cast stones? Because even though we cast stones, because again, we cast stones, if you do the same thing, the how you know at the end of the result, you cast stone, what happens? Yeah, what happens after that? Is everybody hurt? You hurt everybody. It goes around. But if you cast a stone and the intention was there, things calm down and resolve into a more peaceful manner after the stone was cast. Yeah. Well, even more so, that's a sign. Just, yeah. What else y'all got? It's good. Yes, it's straight upstairs, top of the stairs, yeah. Oh, what's your name?
Deanna.
Deanna. Dominique. Master, a chef. Chef, yes.
Okay. And can I wear shoes upstairs or?
In fact, woman, Nicole, that's about you want. Let's see. You want to wear some shower shoes? Or wear some socks? Want to wear some socks?
Sure.
Wear some socks. Hold on.
Are they new?
Salt lamps, not just one.
Where?
Like, I had this one like this.
But it fell.
Huh?
It fell.
Yeah. I mean, I look, I had to get a little bit back. Oh, whoa. Thank you.
you see?
Was the Panero?
Yes. Gorgeous.
Did you do this one?
No, I was named Ducci. Ducci, younger, about 20 years. Yeah, my person, just the care of the space, caretaker.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's a place at, there's a room in the basement for the care. Yeah, so, but the founders up in Dallas and King James, they started this building in 2020. In 2021, they got the property next door.
Wow.
And so the yards are connected in the back, fire pit, sweat lodge over there. They have bees in the back, beekeepers also. There's a porch in the back, yeah. They can walk back and back. It's a fire pit. The boys, copper pyramid down, that's charged up out there. So it's the compound out here, yeah. So 2021, they got the next property. Yeah. So, yeah. You guys from the area?
Yeah, we're from Virginia. Arlington, Northern Virginia, not deep.
Okay, Northern Virginia. Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. Good place.
Yeah, I saw the sound bowls. I got that first, and then this was something. I wanted to just add that on.
Yeah. Yeah. The idea is Soulful Sundays is a two-part masculine feminine experience. Because the discussion is more than masculine, the sound that's more than feminine. So, even with the just thinking about the other chakras of the Bible, like the seven seals. Seven seals is mentioned in the Bible. Let's see.
The scroll? No, not the scroll.
The seven churches.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do. I do remember reading about them. Yeah, you see, sis, and we're back. Each church represents had a symbol of revelation. So, like the first one, the Church of Ephesians. But must go in. And how did you compare those two?
Just so concerned because of number seven. It says
Well,
here,
7 is the number of completion.
the 7 churches of Revelation, the 7 churches, also known as the 7 churches of the Apocalypse, and 7 churches of Asia, are 7 churches of early Christianity mentioned in the New Testament book of Revelation, all in the Asian Bible. Yes, 7 completion and seven major chakras, 7 days of the strong, 7 colors of the rainbow.
I just knew it was
It just yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That's another that's not directly talked about in the Bible, but there may be some metaphysical, what's called alluding to it. Just and the 7 churches came up, and the 7 seals came up. We were just talking about in Revelation, John's vision. So even in the Old Testament, Jacob wrestled with the angel. Really throughout his wrestled all night, throughout some of his hip, and he named that place Ideal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ideal. Let's see, Jacob. Put up the because that's according to the Peniel. Peniel is the face of God. Because I saw the face of God. What scripture is that? Genesis 32 and 30. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life was preserved. Here's another metaphysical. It's kind of a little thing there, caveat, because it sounds like we make a reference to the pineal gland, the pineal gland, which is also the 6th chakra, the brow chakra. And in the world, talk about the conspiracy theories, or they want to calcify the pineal gland with fluoride in the water, and all the metals, and the chemtrails, this, that, and the other. So from the conspiracy theories, just putting another theory out there, connections. Those who may be looking to so-called calcify or block the pineal gland, is because they're looking to block access from God, being able to access God face to face. Because the brow chakras, also known as some say it's the seat of the soul, allows us to see the unseen. Even the sacred plants of DMT, the methotriptamine is the primary chemical that's in the plant, so that allows the hallucinogenics or the openness. The neuroscience also know that all things that we get from the plants, the body does it naturally. It's just the plants become tools, like the crystals are tools that we use to open up or access what we already naturally have the ability to do. And so the DMT, psychedelics, we're able to see because the pineal gland, we're in a state of the astral, we're able to, go there. And so pineal gland, because it's not anything can be done with just simply breathing, meditation, holding your breath. But in a sense, see God face to face, whether it be simply a bright light, and or feel the presence, and or get the insight, the intuition from being with God's community. So it was just time and then as it came up as another connector. One person calls a bridge between Christianity and the external sciences and teachings of other traditions and modalities. How it's there if you open it up or have enough imagination, again realizing that for the most part the Bible talks about it. Yet it doesn't go much into the daily self practices. And what my person is talking a lot of times, what the daily self practices that, what they call it, New Age or alternative medicine, alternative healing, crystals, meditation, and things like that. These are the practices that allow us to become closer to God, to feel God's presence, to walk with God, to have that community. Yes, if they're not mentioned in the Bible, sometimes there's a disconnect. And a lot of times those who may be all deep off in the Christian meditation, they just kind of put the Bible and oh, that's that. They not with this, they those who write on it, that they not. However, with a certain perspective, they assist each other. Because when you're doing the meditation with crystals, when you start hearing these voices that it sounds different. Yeah, it makes so much sense. God, it's like, I didn't think about that. Woo! Inspiration to do stuff that you didn't think about. Oh, kind of inspiration. Just start talking.
So what is your meditation for crystals? How do you, everyone meditates differently. So when you incorporate crystals,
Yeah.
I'm not saying like demonstrate, but like what does it look like?
Well, these days it is generally on the fly. First starting out about maybe 20 years ago, around 2001, it was, I had a few crystals, just place them on whatever shot they resonated. Lay down and just place a shot of crystal there. That's the first starting out. Quiet, or maybe some music, maybe no music, just, before going to bed or waking up, just place the crystals there. That was it. Today, we BFFs. It's not so much, it is just the intention, like when making it. Say, oh, we made it for this reason. I like to set it and forget. So whenever we put it on, it's like, okay, this there's money, be balanced, master healer. And this is for all 7 of the chakras. So especially they put this on like become the crystal. And used to teach crystal wrapping, years ago, COVID. One of the things I used to tell people, how my person sees crystals is the same as a BFF. You ain't gonna cook, you ride or die. As long as you're around them, y'all start to talk, complete each other's sentences, pick up on each other's thoughts. Some of you start to look alike around long enough, because your energies are becoming one. So without doing anything, any type of specific meditation, as long as you're around the crystal like an IV, because the crystal don't change its frequency, it just stays there. So the longer that you wear it or around it, even without, let's do it. Being in your pocket, just doing what you do on a daily basis. It's an interaction that allows you to, an entertainment that allows you to become either more peaceful, attract things that you desire, be more calm, love more, whatever the crystal is designed to assist you with, is going to do it. So, and if you choose, because you choose to meditate with and hold it, that's a relationship that's good. It just said this personally, we've done that years ago, and now we just it's on the fly. It's like we understand each other these days. Yeah. Yeah. They just like your BFF. They just right. Ah. Hold it. How long do you hold it for?
Just until I feel complete with my meditation.
See,
Yeah.
very intuitive. Yeah.
Just whenever I feel it's time to let go, I'm moving on. I don't want to focus on self-love anymore. I want to focus on getting money.
Right. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of course, sometimes I'll even if I'm having a day where it's just like I'm just filled with brain fog. Like some days I'll find a crystal that helps with creativity. I can't picture which one it is right now. But I have the one that helps with creativity, and I just have it sitting at my desk or right on my right beside my keyboard.
Carnelian, orange calcite.
The orange calcite.
Joy stone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just that simple, just align with the right tools for yourself, whatever the tools may be, crystals, cannabis, meditation, yoga.
Now, as far as the cannabis, I have a question.
Yes.
Is it blue magic? Blue?
Blue lotus.
Is that the one that helps with creativity?
Oh, well, as far as cannabis, just saying blue lotus because it was jumping the gun. Blue lotus is not necessarily cannabis, but it can have sort of a relaxing, not necessarily hallucinogenic, but euphoric feeling to it. People smoke blue lotus. Plenty of herbs you smoke outside of cannabis. But as far as cannabis,
Well, you said there's plenty of herbs you can smoke.
yeah,
Really?
lavender, peppermint.
You can smoke that?
Like roll it up.
Yeah.
You know, like
No.
is that scientific?
Yeah, you can Google cannabis. You can Google herbs to smoke too. Yeah, rosemary. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I smoked it for a while. I used to, Daviana. Daviana is popular.
What is that?
Daviana is an aphrodisiac, relaxing aphrodisiac. Mullet is good for actual cleansing of the lungs. Mullet.
Yeah, I've heard of that. So, because I am interested in that, like when you say you can smoke those herbs, how do you?
You literally just crush them and put them in the.
Like a joint.
Really?
You roll it,
You
or
roll it.
you put it in a?
Made it real.
I got a full bomb. Which one? Or does it matter?
Well, personally, my personal roll up is in the bone. We say it's a little stronger, because rolling it up, because rolling it up, it's just my person said it smokes the tea instead of drinking the tea.
Yeah,
Like
that's the
somebody,
thing. Like,
somebody drink peppermint.
yeah, exactly. I drink a lot of teas, so that's how much you can smoke. Okay.
Right. You used to keep pre rolls and roll. Don't do it, but do have a little herbs downstairs. One of the main ingredients my person used was mullet, Daviana, mugwort.
I've heard about that.
Right.
Okay.
Mugwort, lavender, peppermint, and blue lotus, and tobacco. So there we go. Yeah. And this was after the cannabis. It's more like a calm down and neutralize the highs. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not a big fan of cannabis just because I was at one point. So the cannabis my boyfriend smokes just makes me hallucinate and kind of hear way more than I want to. And he's just like, how? I don't know, maybe I'm on a more different spiritual journey than he is.
Right.
So I don't like hearing 20 different voices. So that kind of strayed me away from cannabis, but I was told recently that I have a book that I'm trying to finish, and I'm having the hardest time with the ending. And I had a friend tell me that maybe I should try it. I could have sworn that she said like Blue Dream or whoever said Blue Dream or Blue something.
Blue Dream is a strain. They haven't had Blue Dream.
Well, I heard of Blue Dream. That's
But I'm trying to think, was it you said you make this one?
that's cannabis.
Okay. I can't remember if that's the name or if I'm just saying that because of generic.
It definitely cannabis has some recently. It also makes a difference if it's a sativa or indica.
Okay, so sativa is a relaxed. No.
You would think so, because a sativa, sit down, sativa.
Yeah.
But Yeah, sativa is the one that is more the head.
Okay.
And so, because a sister who comes here, Mariana, she works in this dispensary,
Mm-hmm.
and she's been doing the education. Even though I've heard of sativa and indica for 20, 30 years. Just now, John, you better find out because, you know, personally, now that it's aware and been experimented, it would do the sativa during the day and the indica in the evening.
Okay.
Because the sativa, my person is able to, it's more up here. You don't want to just relax and chill. That's the indica. It's more the body called the body.
Mm-hmm.
When you feel it in your body, the body's more relaxed. You know? Mm-hmm. Whereas the sativa, you don't feel as relaxed as much, but you know, you're thinking, you know, because of parity.
So it's like a caffeine?
Right,
Oh.
right. Wasn't up, wasn't down. And if you're already up, if you're already, you know, be hissed up from time to time, and you're already, it's going to amplify. So the indica may be more of a strain that calm, maybe relax more. And if you do open up, you're relaxed enough to actually engage with it more. You know, it's just a theory, as opposed to it being too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's, yeah.
Okay.
And the difference with the street weed, you know.
That's what I'm
If
afraid of.
hybrid, or I mean, if it's sativa or indica, because they call it green hog. Like, you know, so you don't know what you really get.
Yeah.
And there are hybrids. They're like sativa hybrid or indica hybrid. And that's an indica hybrid. It's independent of sativa. Sativa hybrid is mainly sativa or indica.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice information, Sasha.
Yeah. And at the place that she works, I think it's called Cannabis Karma. I think it's the third Thursday of every month. There's a Mary Jane party. It's like $20. And you get, I think, 2 pre-rolls. You get one when you walk in. You get they have rolling station, roll something else. And they also have sampling stations where you can sample the strands. Just, you know, to get to see the effects of it. With the sativa, right? And because the owner of the place, she's about educating. It's more holistic. She more or less do consultations, you know, if you're open to understanding how it may benefit you,
Mm-hmm.
whether you have a bad experience or not, you know, or if you smoke enough, you're gonna know how to get even more out of this smoke. She's there to educate and show you, you know, the different strains of why you want to do it based upon your own constitution.
Okay.
This is third is karma.
Cannabis karma.
Cannabis karma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That'd be interesting.
No, first Thursday. First Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, first Thursdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I go to dispensaries.
I know that's the difference.
The DC ones are way better, but yeah.
Okay. Because I've done, I recently just decided to stick with CBD. Just because I wanted the calming effect, but was scared to try something else that would be more of an upper.
Right.
And then I'm not really big on smoking also, just because I just don't want to damage my lungs or stuff like that. So I just kind of either I will get like a CBD pre-roll every now and again, or just get the CBD gummies.
Right.
But I would like to try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cannabis karma.
Okay.
Mary Jane karma. Yeah. Cannabis karma. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, do have some, food or snack. I mean, probably what you want to call it is lentils and quinoa. I mean, lentils and couscous and salad. So, just saying that because they said, say it now, bring it up here. It's like, it's not a whole lot of formalities, just what did he say? Ship to. So, but we still can talk to this.
So how does the sound bowl sessions usually go? Is it, I know you said any type of intentions, or is it just more of a relax and go with the flow type of thing? How does that normally work?
Well, you definitely, because of free will, you can set your own intentions. And usually, because the idea is to have one event with two parts.
Mm-hmm.
So one intention may be looking at, the cats in the stone, do you cats that serve you? Just opening up to that, get insight from that, because it's part of the discussion. Now you open up to, get that feeling, or you may want to set your own intention of whatever may happen last year, something else you may be, challenges you may be working with through this season. Then you may set that intention, or you may be like, well, it's a lot, I'm not sure when to start, so just relax and just whatever happens, and whatever can be, just see what happens, experience, what insight comes, and the guidance comes, and the unresolved questions, and the thing to think about, to see what happens with the experience. So, all basis.
Okay.
Whatever emotions.
And shamans. Do you all have shamans that come here?
Yes.
Okay.
There may be one coming to be more in-house. Shaman Khan, he did the San Pedro ceremony. He does. For the last 4 or 5 ceremonies, he's been working with the ceremonies. He equalized past Summer Solstice equalized. He's been working on it in Atlanta. So maybe more either in-house in the space or in the DC area.
Okay.
To do more outside of the shamanistic ceremonies, one-on-one consultations, deeper consultations.
And what all does a shaman do? I just know probably the tip of the iceberg.
Well, generally speaking, it is the assisting with the guidance from your higher self, spirit guides, usually with plant medicine, plant teachers, nature, using the elements of nature, using alchemy, the elements of nature, to create offerings, sacraments that allows you to experience the fullness of who you are.
Okay.
And most of the common sacraments would be ayahuasca, San Pedro, peyote, bufo. And traditionally, from my personal limited understanding, generally they're from an indigenous culture, or it's just more so from an indigenous perspective. Whereas Native, and say like South America, for example, maybe more South America, whereas here in the North America, it may have been determined to use medicine. Same different thing. Say, right, whatever challenges you're going through, whether it be physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual, there's a way to use the plants to assist with bringing harmony, clarity, and balance to that.
Okay.
Yeah. As opposed to, as a comparing contrast to say, a priest or a high priest. Because that's the type my person used when I have been as a high priest. So the difference between what my person does and what the shaman does is the use of sacraments. Because through conversations, therapies, working with individuals, assisting with understanding, a clear reality of God, who and what God is, how that God manifests within you, as you, and the creation and the correlation. Again, how to connect and work with that information and that understanding of who God is, who you are as a God, and how who you are as a God interact in God's creation. So that when you you're operating, it's you feel the peace of God surpasses all understanding. There's no fear. You're confident. You're grounded in the body. You're present.
Okay.
When you're present, you get what you need from God directly as you need it. So you're not looking, oh, I gotta get this ready, just right here. And if you don't need it, you're cool because you don't need it because it's not pertinent to what's happening right now. Trust that you get what you need when you need it because you're just in that space with the all.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
Well, I think some Christmas.
Okay. Yes. And, oh, it's 12:22 anyway, so maybe we shall officially end. If you guys want to play some, right? Because next, be well, be swell.